What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be comparing the Yoyofactory Starlight and the Yoyofactory Prototype Starlight. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. So one of the first things we notice in the differences of the final and the prototype is the rim placement, the bimetal placement. So these are both bimetal yo-yos made from 6061 aluminum and 304 stainless steel. And big difference is this is an outer ring and this is an inner ring. As we can see, it's on the inside. We've got aluminum here, bimetal in the middle. This one is aluminum inside the body, and then the rims go out on the outside. A couple of the other early things you're going to notice when you have both these yo-yos in your hand is the very small diameter difference. The new Starlight, the final run, is just a little bit bigger in diameter than the prototype, and the prototype is just ever so slightly wider than the final run. The specs for both of these yo-yos are right here and right here. If you guys want to go ahead and look at those real fast. Let's go ahead and jump into a spin time test. For this test, we're going to go ahead and just use usability spin time. So this is actual doing tricks and just seeing who can last longer by me just doing tricks until it spins That is it was wobbling right there. It was not going to have much more spin time. So let's go ahead and try the Starlight Prototype next. Going to try the Starlight Prototype next. As we can see, the Starlight Prototype spins out way faster than the final run Starlight does. So let's go ahead and do one last quick review on both of them, the pros and cons of each yo-yo. And finally, for the pros and cons, what makes one yo-yo better and or worse than the other one? So one of the big things that I like about the Prototype over this one just is so much smoother when you play. Even though it's less powerful and you can really feel the lack of power when you're doing different tricks, it just feels so much smoother, feels more floaty, and I like that about it as well. Also like that the rims go over the edge and are not inner like this, because then if you ever ding it on anything, you don't really notice it in the stainless steel like you do inside of the aluminum. That is another reason I like it. Those again are personal preferences, not necessarily making the yo-yo better or worse. Both of them are blasted, which is really good. Something that is a design change in between these two that I really am sad they didn't pull over to the final run is on the prototype, there's a little lip inside of it. So whenever you're doing a talon grind, it grinds super duper good in a talon grind. Finger grind's great, but a talon grind is just something different on the prototype, and they did not do that on the final run. It's got these lines inside of here, which you can still grind on pretty easily, but it's nothing at all like the rims here. Something I do not like about these throws, but is a good thing overall, is the fact that it's got a polished, shiny inside right here. This helps the strings last longer. It doesn't cut them as bad. They don't wear out as fast, but I'm not a giant fan of the feel like when I'm doing a grind or something. I feel like just the whole blasted material always feels better on a grind. So that is, again, personal preference, not necessarily something that is bad about these yo-yos. It's just something that I would change. Another thing that both yo-yos have that I love is you can access the axle from the outside of the yo-yo. So you can pretty easily tune the axles inside of the yo-yo to minimize vibrations, to maximize power, to get a better feel on the yo-yo that you can't always do. These are 10mm axles as well, which are pretty easy to find and everything. You can get them on Yoyofactory, you can get them on Heidi and Yo-Yo Sam, Yo-Yo Expert, anywhere. That's a really good thing. Another thing that I'm not a giant fan about is their price. These are $100 a piece. These are very expensive, and I believe for 6061 model, these should be really more like $80 a piece. So I've never been a giant fan of the high prices on 6061 yo-yos. Now I could say these are better deals than some of the newer yo-yos that are coming out that are 6061 304 stainless, that are like way more expensive than just $100. But overall, these are both very good yo-yos. I would recommend both of them if you're interested in them. Personally, I like the prototype better. I like the way it feels. I like, I like the outer ring. I don't know, there's just things about the prototype for me feels better. But truly, the final run is a better yo-yo. It plays better, it plays longer, and overall, this is what I have to recommend for you guys to buy if you were interested in buying one. And so, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, drop it down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.